The first thing we need to understand is this: success leaves clues. And those clues show up in patterns, in habits, in behaviors that anyone, yes, anyone, can adopt. It's not about luck. It's not about magic. It's about following the path laid out by those who've gone before you and staying on that path long enough to see results. Now, some people say, how do I know if I'm on the right path? Well, that's the million-dollar question. I always tell people, if you can see signs, just like road signs on a highway, then you'll know you're going the right way. But if you don't see any signs, if you're wandering without direction or losing hope, it might mean a little course correction is needed. No one stumbles onto the path of success by accident. It's always intentional, deliberate. And the good news is that success isn't just about reaching the destination. It's about becoming the person who's capable of achieving it. You see, success is a journey, not just an event. Every day along the path, you're either moving closer to your goals or drifting away from them. But if you're seeing these 10 signs, you're heading in the right direction. I'm going to break them down for you one by one because each one deserves your full attention. The first sign that you're on the path to success is that you take full responsibility for your life. This is where success starts, my friends. Until you take responsibility for your life, your choices, your actions, and your results, you'll never have the power to change anything. You see, the moment you blame circumstances, other people, or the past for where you are today, you hand over control. And as long as you believe it's someone else's fault, you're stuck. But when you say, it's up to me, that's when things start to shift. Responsibility means accepting that no matter what happens, you're in charge of how you respond. That's the key. When I was younger, I had a long list of excuses: taxes, politics, inflation, even the weather. And one day, Mr. Schoaf said something that hit me right between the eyes. He said, if you want things to change, you have to change. If you want things to get better, you have to get better. I realized I'd been waiting for the world to fix itself, and it wasn't going to happen. From that moment on, I decided to take full responsibility for my life. And things began to change, not because the world got easier, but because I got better. Now, taking responsibility doesn't mean everything is fair. Life throws curveballs, it just does. But holding on to blame and resentment, that's like carrying a backpack full of rocks. It only slows you down. Drop the weight. Travel light. Responsibility means saying, no matter what happened, I get to decide what happens next. And here's the beauty of it. When you take responsibility, you take back your power. You stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I will, because I choose to. That's a shift in mindset. You become the kind of person who doesn't just hope for change, you make it happen. So ask yourself, are you taking full responsibility for your life? Or are you waiting for someone else to fix things? Because once you take ownership, you're not just on the path to success, you're creating it. And that's where the journey really begins. Next, you have clear, written goals and a plan to achieve them. Success is not a mystery. It's the result of clear, deliberate action towards specific targets. Without a goal, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting wherever the wind takes you. But with a goal, now you've got direction. You've got a reason to get up in the morning. Goals turn wishes into plans. And not just any goals, written goals. Writing them down is what transforms vague dreams into something real, something you can measure and track. One thing I've noticed is that successful people don't just keep their goals in their heads. They write them down. There's something powerful about putting pen to paper. When you write a goal, it's no longer just an idea floating around. It becomes a commitment. It's a promise you've made to yourself. And that's something you take seriously. But a goal without a plan is just a dream. You need a step-by-step map to get where you want to go. And here's the truth. Big goals won't be achieved all at once. They're achieved one small step at a time. Break the big ones into smaller, actionable tasks. The key is progress, not perfection. Now, not every plan works perfectly. That's okay. A plan is a starting point, not a prison. If something isn't working, adjust. The goal stays the same, but the strategy can change. Think of it like driving on a road trip. If you hit traffic, you don't turn back and go home. You find another route. As long as you keep your destination in mind, you'll get there. And goals need deadlines. A goal without a deadline is just a fantasy. Deadlines create urgency. They force you to take action even when you don't feel like it. And that's the secret, doing what needs to be done, not just when you're in the mood, but because the plan says it's time. Tell me, do you have clear written goals? Are they in detail? Do you have a plan to achieve them? And most importantly, are you following that plan every day? Because if you can answer yes to those questions, you're well on your way. The path is laid out in front of you. All you need to do is walk it. Next, you believe in continuous learning and personal development. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Success is attracted to the person you become. You see, life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And the most important kind of change, that's the change you make within yourself. The more you grow, the more opportunities you attract. Personal development isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. If you're not learning, you're standing still. And if you're standing still, you're falling behind. Here's what happens to a lot of people. They finish school and think the learning's over. They believe education stops when the diploma is framed and hung on the wall. But the truth is, formal education can make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Successful people make learning a lifelong habit. They read books, listen to seminars, seek out mentors, and challenge themselves with new ideas. They're constantly looking for ways to get better, to grow, to sharpen their skills. And learning isn't just about knowledge. It's about applying that knowledge. Reading a book or attending a seminar means nothing unless you put the lessons into action. It's not enough to know what to do. You have to do what you know. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't knowledge. It's execution. When I was introduced to the idea of personal development, I wasn't doing well financially and wondering why things weren't working out. And so I picked up my first self-improvement book. And guess what? That one book led to another and another and another. Each one added a new layer to my thinking. The person I was when I started that journey wasn't the same person a few years later. And my life changed because I changed. The beautiful thing about personal development is that it compounds. Every bit of learning builds on what you already know. It's like planting seeds in a garden. Each small effort today brings a harvest tomorrow. You may not see results right away, but over time, the impact is enormous. Now, here's the key. It's not just about learning when it's convenient. Successful people carve out time for learning no matter how busy they are. They know that investing in themselves is the best investment they can make. So, are you committed to lifelong learning? Are you reading books, seeking mentors, attending seminars? Are you taking what you learn and putting it into practice? Because if you are, you're building the foundation for long-term success. Every time you grow, your life grows with you. And that's one of the most reliable signs that you're on the right path. Next, you practice self-discipline and build productive habits. Self-discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. It's what gets you out of bed early, even when you'd rather sleep in. It's what keeps you working on your dreams, even when the excitement wears off. You see, motivation will get you started, but discipline keeps you going. And those who understand this principle are already miles ahead on the path to success. The truth is, every meaningful achievement requires discipline. It's not about how you feel on any given day. It's about what you do, regardless of how you feel. Successful people aren't ruled by their emotions. They've learned to manage their time, energy, and focus, and that all comes down to self-discipline. Here's something important. When you discipline yourself to do what's hard now, you set yourself up for an easier future. You say no to distractions today so you can say yes to opportunities tomorrow. Think of it like planting seeds in spring so you can enjoy a harvest in the fall. That's what habits are. They're small, daily investments that lead to big rewards over time. Most people don't fail because of a lack of talent or opportunity. They fail because they lack discipline. They know what they need to do, but they don't follow through. They start projects but never finish. They set goals but give up when things get tough. But the successful ones, they keep going, even when the excitement fades. They've trained themselves to do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. Habits are the foundation of discipline. Whatever you do consistently, whether good or bad, becomes a habit. And habits have a way of running the show. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. That's why successful people focus on building productive habits. They know that small disciplines practiced daily will eventually produce extraordinary results. One of the best things you can do is identify the habits that are holding you back and replace them with better ones. These little changes might seem insignificant at first, but over time, they build momentum. And remember, discipline isn't something you're born with. It's a skill. You develop it through practice. And yes, it's hard in the beginning, but every time you stick with it, you get a little stronger. Discipline becomes easier the more you use it, just like a muscle. So ask yourself, are your habits helping you or holding you back? Are you doing the things you know you should be doing, even when it's inconvenient? Are you making choices today that your future self will thank you for? Because if you are, you're not just on the path to success, you're building it step by step, day by day. Next, you maintain a positive attitude and mindset. Your mindset is everything. The way you think determines how you feel, and how you feel determines what you do. Successful people understand that a positive attitude isn't just a nice thing to have. It's essential. It's the foundation that helps you handle challenges, setbacks, and uncertainty without giving up. And here's the key. It's not about being blindly optimistic. It's about choosing to see opportunities even in the face of difficulties. You see, everyone faces obstacles. Everyone. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't lies in how they respond. Some people let problems paralyze them, while others use challenges as stepping stones. A positive mindset doesn't mean you ignore problems. It means you believe there's always a way forward. It's the ability to say, this might be tough, but I'm tougher. 2 shoe salesmen were sent to a remote village to explore market opportunities. The first one sent a message back. Bad news, no one here wears shoes. The second salesman sent a message too, but his said, great news, no one here wears shoes. Same situation, but 2 entirely different mindsets. One saw a dead end and the other saw potential. The lesson? It's not the situation, it's how you choose to see it. Maintaining a positive attitude requires conscious effort. The world is full of negativity. Just turn on the news and you'll see it. But successful people protect their minds. They limit their exposure to negativity, surround themselves with uplifting people, and focus on solutions instead of problems. They know that what you feed your mind shapes your reality. If you fill your mind with doubt, fear, and negativity, that's what you'll experience. But if you feed it hope, optimism, and gratitude, you'll see more of the good around you. Being grateful is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining a positive mindset. When you make it a habit to focus on what's going right in your life, you train your mind to notice the good. And the more you notice the good, the more good you attract. It's not magic, it's mindset. A grateful person is always in a better position to take action than someone who's complaining about what's missing. And there's always setbacks. They're a part of every success story. When things go wrong, a positive mindset helps you get back up. It doesn't mean you won't feel frustration or disappointment. It means you don't stay stuck there. You learn the lesson, adjust your course, and keep moving.
Click here for part 2.